Hey, how's everybody doing? Oh my gosh, how is everyone? It's so great to see everybody out there. As usual, I think I'll get it. Hey, I did it right the first time. Look at that, Heather.
I
First
know,
time.
I saw it, yeah.
Way up
Good
in the
job.
QR code. That's our QR code. Click that to see where our channel is. You're probably on our channel already, but we are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, and we're also on Twitter. We're on Twitch. We are all over the
We're
place. So be
everywhere
sure
that
to
they will legally let us be.
right.
Yeah.
So ask your questions there. I mean,
Yeah.
can't and
Yeah,
as
'cause
usual. Oh, go ahead. Country, city,
well,
state, and
I was
go
just
ahead.
gonna say, as you answer those questions, we can bring them right on screen right here
Nice.
like that.
Awesome. Awesome. Love it.
So
Fantastic. You guys, appreciate you
we've got some
guys.
great guests in the audience today. Everybody shouting out where they're from, where they're popping in,
Yeah, a lot of
saying
community
hello to
members. I
each
love
other.
to see
Hi,
it.
Bob. Glad you made it. Roxanne is
Absolutely.
here. Got
Love
Mike
it.
in Canada.
Fantastic.
Very good to have you guys joining us. We've got a really good guest today, so you all are in for a
Can't
big
wait.
treat.
Can't wait. If he's still here, he may have left.
Look at this. Look at this.
In the green room, what?
Bill was anticipating you being silenced today, so he
I
muted
know.
instead.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I probably need a good headset and mic, right? That's probably why I need to do that, right? I need to get that.
Yeah, we should have somebody on the show who can tell us
Awesome. Australia in
about
the
a good
house.
headset.
Yeah, exactly. We are tinkeringwithtech.net, and like I said, click that icon. But I'm going to put up here. Let me put it right up. I'm going to put it up there before I forget. Right here. If you have your phone with you, go up and click the QR code right now, because that's who we're talking to is headsetadvisor.com. This, without further ado, Drew, we're going to bring you on. I promised, like I said I would. There you are. Hey, dude.
Hey, it's about time. I've been taking off timeout. You threw me right on timeout. The second we started, so I see how you treat your guests, and that's okay. It just means we must be family already.
I love it. I love it. That's so cool. Yes, absolutely.
You're just
awesome.
joining with my brothers, so we're a family-owned business. Now we're both my brothers, and I'm the youngest one, so
you're the youngest.
Well.
Oh, you're the youngest. I didn't
See?
know that. See, so
Exactly.
you knew where you belonged then when we brought you here.
Make sure I'm reminded of it every single day of my life. So.
Great subject though. I know we had a show a couple weeks ago where we talked about this in general, about headsets and things like that, and how important I think more of how important it is to have headset, and why in this day and age, because with COVID and all the stuff that hit, we got all kinds of stuff that you really need a helmet. I mean, a helmet.
You need a helmet too.
Sometimes you need a helmet. I know I do. Yes, exactly. Because of Big Brother, right? I mean, so I think that was kind of not on purpose, but on purpose on that one. How that came out.
Hey, some customers we work with do refer to them as helmets.
There you go.
There is no, like the headset you're wearing, Michael. They're like, there is no way I'm putting a helmet on like that. There's no way. They would need more of like a earpiece style or something.
Yeah, how appropriate that came out that way. So anyway, but I'm definitely going to share right now. I want to share your stuff out there. I'm going to show it on screen. So I'm going to bring that up on screen right now. I'm going to share, this is your website. It's headsetadvisor.com right there. And I will put the link out there for everyone as well, or I'll bring it on screen anyway. I will definitely do that. Also, Heather, if you will, she will put out there for your YouTube channel, which is right here. This is what their YouTube channel looks like. This is where I found you. That's and reached out to you. And, yeah, because I said, oh my God, this is awesome. This is so helpful. And there's so much stuff out there and so many different headsets and things you can do. So I wanted to get you on, and you said absolutely. And who knows, you may never come back again, but at least I got you on this time.
Hey, if you promise to be nicer next time.
I will.
I'll be back.
So talk to us. Tell us why. I mean, sure you hear this all the time. Hey, do I even need a headset? Why do I need a headset? Let's touch on that a little bit first.
Yeah, well, this day and age, especially since COVID, I mean, it expedited the process of people needing to communicate on their computer and mobile phone. In the past, most people were using a desk phone, and we would always have it to be selling people on why would you use a headset versus taking a phone, picking it up, and putting it on your neck all day, doing what we call taco neck. You know, they don't think it's a problem until they have to go to the chiropractor. They got to call off of work, and then the business is looking into solutions. So I use a headset. I mean, in this day and age, if you're not using a desk phone and you can't pick up a phone, you know, the handsets usually would give you pretty good sound quality, but the issue would be of having your hands free, being able to multitask and all that. Now, fast forward to today, you're probably on a laptop or a computer. Not all computers even have, you know, speakers built in, microphone built in, but say you use a laptop, and what I was showing you guys earlier is if you're not using a headset and you're using a laptop microphone and speaker, you may be able to hear fine, but the person on the other end, there may be of kids going on around you, dogs barking, hands going off. Even if there was no noise going on, sometimes the microphones built into your laptops aren't very good. So you may be able to hear fine, but the people on the other end are sitting over there like, man, what is all this echo and feedback and static? And then second to that is what I was mentioning to you off the air, as you'll call it. I have a nice desktop microphone here from Shure, and then I have my laptop speaker. But when I'm doing customer service calls, I can't hear everyone on the laptop speaker, even if my laptop's at 100%. So the person on the other end hears me fine, but I'm having to take my laptop just to hear the person. So, you know, for depending on the type of headset you're looking at, if you're going with a wired headset, you'd spend anywhere from $50. If you're going to wireless, you can spend up to $300 plus. But you have to keep in mind, using a headset, you're having it for, on average, the type of headsets that we sell, you'll have it for 5+ years. So you have to put that in the equation. If you buy a $300 headset, you can do the math and break it down on about how much it would cost you a day, week, or month.
Yeah, exactly. That's interesting you bring it up. In your thoughts and your ideas, because I'm sure you're faced with this all the time, wireless versus wired, I'm sure that comes up quite a bit. I know from doing stuff like on the computer, just like any internet connection, wired is so much better than wireless. How do you answer that? I mean, do you feel the same way? And I'm sure you guys, you can talk to this as well. I'm sure you sell ones that are both, you know, that you can make it wired and also wireless. So talk to that a little bit.
Yeah. That comes up all the time. And this day and age, honestly, you would be surprised, but a lot of the wireless headsets sound just as good or better than even some of the wired headsets. As we were talking about off the air again, there's headsets like the one that I'm wearing right now, which is wireless, and it's not a computer. It has this small USB adapter here, and it uses proprietary Bluetooth and other technology built in to give you a better sound, more reliability, additional features like pressing a button on the outside of your headset to answer and end phone calls. But being that the headset manufacturers include that USB adapter, it sounds night and day better than connecting via Bluetooth direct to your computer. So if you go with wireless, any of the headsets that we'd recommend, honestly, you wouldn't really notice a huge difference between a wired and a wireless. And secondly, some of the wireless headsets, like you had mentioned, it can be connected as a wired headset, which will sometimes give you better speaker quality. But in general, like I said, those Bluetooth USB adapters really make a very big difference versus connecting direct to the computer with Bluetooth. The music quality is better, the sound quality is better. It's night and day. It's a lot better versus connecting Bluetooth.
All right, so we have a question here from Roxanne. She wants to know, what is the best for a beginner podcaster?
I like that.
Michael, you would probably be better than me, honestly. We don't provide really stuff for podcasters, honestly. For a beginner podcaster, in my opinion, it's going to be like a Shure, like for example, like this Shure USB microphone here. Like, I mean, can't beat a desktop microphone sound quality. This was $99. So it's plug and play USB. For a podcast situation, you'll probably want one of those microphones versus a headset in most cases.
Yeah, no,
that's my opinion.
And that's great. I think that's awesome because you're not really, that's one thing I liked about you when I first met you and everything. You're totally honest. And that's what I like about that, is because you're going to get the best quality sound from a mic that is directly, like you said, a Shure mic or one of the ones that I use, directly to your, for a podcast, because it's all about sound.
So here's my question.
Go ahead.
And I totally agree with both of you on that. But here's my question. If you're somebody like me, and I'm sure Roxanne's probably thinking this way, forgive me, Roxanne, if you're not. But if you're somebody like me who wants to get started in podcasting, but has to have a headset for all the other stuff that I do, I don't want to have 3 different types of setups. I just want one thing. What's the best headset that I could get that would give me really good microphone quality, but I can still hear everything in my ears and not have that feedback when I come to a meeting like this?
Yep, it's the headset that I recommended to Michael, and it's the 𝐶𝐚 Pro. It's a headset made in France. It covers both of your ears, and then it has a microphone that can actually be detached and reattached, but it has the most clear sounding microphone of any other headset that we've tested. So it will kind of be the best of both. It's going to give you the most natural sounding headset, or most natural sounding microphone for a headset, but also be designed for your business applications. So Zoom, phone calls on the computer, music on the phone, and also if you do want to use it for podcasting with a good microphone, it's the best way to go that I can think of.
And you have a link for that one, right? Somewhere? Like,
yeah, can I share it on here?
You share it and I will go ahead and put it out there.
Yeah.
Okay. It's in the private chat. It's the second link.
Yeah. It is the second one? Okay.
When we first met and everything, and you were talking about this, one thing that I absolutely love that you guys do on your YouTube channel is all the reviews and the testing you do. And you bring up the little fancy, I don't know all the technology, but the fancy meters that come up, and you actually have background noise that you blow in, or a fan and all that kind of stuff, and you're testing stuff. I love that. I love that you have that out there, because you're like, okay, yeah, I get what he's saying, and I can hear that. It's really nice to be able to hear those things. And a great answer. I mean, Heather, that was a great question, because you don't want to buy a $180 setup and then turn around and buy another $200 setup because you're doing this, and then a $300 setup because you want to go wireless. Now you've got all this money that you put in there, and you're like, you got 3 different things. You're like, oh, let me just get something where I can just get started. That's a great point.
Yeah, and that was where Roxanne was headed with it too. And I kind of thought that, Roxanne, I got you, girl. Jolyn says, link to that microphone, please. And I went ahead and put it in there for everybody. So go ahead and check that out. And Richard says, do the headsets have both USB or Type-C connectors?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, so it just depends on the headset you go with. But if we're referring to the USB adapter that connects into the computer, yes, there will be options between USB-C and USB-A. A lot of customers wonder if there's a difference in like performance, and for a headset, there really isn't. It comes down to connectivity type. So if you have a Mac computer and you don't have USB-A ports, or all your USB-A ports are tied up, then you can get one with a USB-C adapter with the same technology built in. But there's no difference between USB-A versus USB-C when it comes to the performance on a headset, at least to date.
That's great. I mean, that's a great point. A good question too, Richard, because whereas video or monitors, it does matter. It does matter. I mean, that's true. The performance does come in. Yeah, because your graphics card, all that stuff's tied in. That's a great point, and I'm glad it was brought up, and good answer, Drew. I like that.
Yeah, so at least I don't know on the other stuff. I know there's differences, and I can't get into all the technical standpoints behind it, but I definitely know on a headset, like if you connected it via USB-C versus USB-A, like you won't notice any difference at all. But like, as you mentioned, there's other devices where that plays a very important role. You probably know better than I do, but we get asked that every day too. So
okay, so that's good stuff. I have to ask this question just because we kind of touched about it a little bit before the show started, but do you get to try on every single headset that you sell? Like, do you get to actually use them and you know them, and like, do you get to do that?
Yeah, so just to give you some background of our company, we're a family-owned business. My dad started this company in 1994. I've tried probably every headset you can think of. That every video that you see of ours, I've probably tested that headset out. I wouldn't say I've tried 100% of the headsets, but 80 to 90% of the headsets I've tested. So
somebody has.
yeah,
Somebody.
exactly. I mean, we
So
try to test out as much as we can because we're trying to be, we're trying to be the experts and see
Knowledgeable.
ourselves.
Mhm.
We're not trying to just rely on the manufacturers because, the manufacturer's goal is to say that ours is the best and whatnot. Our
Right.
goal is to, try everything out and just provide the pros and cons. So we may love a certain type, like I may say this is the best headset in the world, but that's for my personal bias and my personal
Right.
opinion. We take our bias out of it, provide the pros and cons, and then just let the person buying make the best decision for them based on what they know, because I'm going to have a different opinion than one of my coworkers on what's the
That's
best.
right.
You know what I mean?
That's
That's
right.
true.
So
That's true.
it's very important that we take our personal bias out and just have the facts of what's best for the customer.
That's excellent.
That's cool.
And you know
That's
what? It
great.
brings up a point too that I do want to mention to the audience, that I did talk about this in our blog post about this show, but when you go on to the Headset Advisor website and you can actually chat with somebody live, like an actual person. I actually got to chat with you, Drew, about
Yep.
my needs for headsets. So it was actually really cool because it wasn't that robotic answer, the canned answer of somebody will get back to me at some point, maybe. There was none of that. It was, I got to talk with Drew, and we got to hash out what would be best for my needs. So that was pretty cool.
One
Yeah,
thing,
we're trying to put a face to the company. We're not trying to be a
yes,
robot. We're not trying to be like everyone else.
love
We're a
it.
small business. We'll probably never be a public company out there. We're just trying to stay in our niche and
I love
provide the
that.
best service that we can, and put a face to the company, because especially in with headsets, it's in a lot of niche businesses. It's like you can go buy a headset anywhere. Take your pick. You can go Walmart, Amazon, Best Buy. So we have
Mm.
to be different.
Yeah, and you're doing a great job, because when I went to Amazon, nobody helped me there. Nobody. So thank you, Drew.
Yeah. That's what makes the
That's
difference between a specialist and a generalist. And Amazon does great. They fulfill products great and all of that. But
mhm.
there's other businesses out there, small businesses, that just can do a better job than Amazon, because Amazon's just not geared for every single thing out there.
That's why I'm so glad that you brought this up, because when I first met you and we had our conversation, I brought this up to you, and you said the same. It's interesting, and you can touch on this. I said, well, I can get the mic that you're selling on Amazon for a lot cheaper. Why don't I just do that? And you, I'm sure you've heard this, because you even said this to me when we were having our conversation. Sure, you can do that, but what you guys are trying to do, and you're backing up what you're doing and that kind of stuff, and giving the advice and all that kind of stuff, I really like your answer that you gave. Touch on that a little bit.
Yeah. So, a lot of the products we're not always the best deal for everybody. And so not
Mhm.
every person that visits our website is going to be our customer, and that's okay. So it just depends on the certain product that you need and whatnot. But say you're a company that going to order 10 headsets and whatnot, and you can get the headset on Amazon for $100 and we're $110. I mean, we're talking
Mhm.
about a $10 difference for a
Mhm.
company that's going to be there for quick answers, that knows what they're talking about, versus Amazon. You would call a general support line and they're not going to know anything. You could call the manufacturer of the product, but I could tell you may have a less than ideal experience, and that's the nice way to put it. So going with us, we have a number of ways to help you out. This is what we do all day. We work with headsets.
Mhm.
So for $10 more a day, you get lifetime product support, you get free shipping both ways, easy returns. We just make the experience very easy when it comes to headsets, because people think that buying headsets is easy, but we can save people a lot of time, hassle, frustration, and money that comes with buying headsets. We have so many customers that go and buy on Amazon, buy the wrong products because they didn't get the right recommendation, get frustrated, return all the stuff, come to us. we narrow down the options, get them the best headsets. They get them deployed. They're extremely happy, and they're happy to pay the extra $10. There's some products out there though that it just makes sense to just go buy it elsewhere. Like I said, we're not always going to be the best price for products.
I love that.
You know what I mean? So in some cases, we can't even justify our value, and that's okay. We're not going to win on everything. For example, if there's a product on Amazon for $100, $200 less, sometimes I can't feel in good conscience to say that our free lifetime product support is worth $100 and $200 more. If you like me, I'll sell it to you, but you know what I mean? You may just want to buy it on Amazon.
And I love that. I love that. I mean, that's what I like about the family owned business and that kind of stuff. And you're just straight up. And I think that's awesome. There's something to say about that nowadays, because you don't always get that. There's not always a real answer out there anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I like that that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on, because I think there's some validity to that, you know, and there's something to say about that. So that's awesome. I mean, I think that's great. Hey, so you brought it up as far as return. Let's say somebody, you talked them into, and oh my God, this sounds like the perfect microphone. They get the headset, they get the microphone, everything. And they're like, I just don't like it. I mean, it's just not working for me. This is just not at all what I expected. I want to buy something, but I really don't. I need to send this one back because I just don't like it. I mean, is that something where you've dealt with that or whatever? And you brought it up. That's the only reason why I'm bringing it up. But
we deal with it all day. Like just because a customer sees a review of our product and it says it's amazing, and this is the pros and cons of it, doesn't mean that they're going to love it. So yeah, we deal with that. If a customer gets a product and they don't like it, we send them a prepaid return shipping label via email. They send it back, get a full refund. And then if they want to look into another headset, we just guide them towards another one. They buy the new one and then try it again. If that doesn't work, we do the same process, you know, and maybe they return it and they don't try a headset again, you know, but there's no risk. So you don't have to pay shipping to you, and you don't have to pay shipping back. They're very easy.
That's awesome. So Joanne has a question. Thank you, Joanne, for joining us today. This is a great question. I need a headset. What works with hearing aids? Do you have any suggestions for that?
Yeah. So we have a lot of customers that have hearing aids and people with hearing impairments. Everyone is so different. There's so many different.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
No, yeah, exactly. I see Michael. Look at Heather. She's already. I see you guys offline. I can see she shakes her head a lot at you.
I had to. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Where was I going with that? My gosh, I lost my
I'm sorry.
hearing aids. There's all different ones. Some hearing aids are in the back of the ear. Some have like, you know, you're like just totally inside the ear. So it would really depend. For example, my dad's deaf in one ear, and he has constant ringing in his ears. So for him, usually a headset that fully encloses both ears, and especially people with hearing aids, a headset that fully encloses your ears is usually going to be the best option to try.
Interesting. I was thinking it would be the opposite. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're thinking something like on the ear that you put like on the hearing aid.
Yeah. Or that you don't, like, you would want it one like you and I are wearing the mono speaker. So you have that ear free maybe, but that's interesting. I didn't realize putting muff over would be okay.
Yep. Yeah, usually you want something over the ear. So like there's a number of options, like that Tilt Pro would be one. Let me see. Let me share one other link with you.
Okay.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. I love that. That's good to know that too. Because that'd be a bummer if I got a headset with only one and it's on my bad ear. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
What'd you say?
Yeah, exactly. No, listen, hey, we're going to have some fun. We're going to be here. We're going to have some fun. So yeah.
Okay. So one thing before we get wrapping up here, Michael, because I can hear it in your voice already. I really want to see him demonstrate the one that he's wearing like he did for us earlier.
That was so cool.
I need to show you guys a magic trick.
Yes, gotta have a magic trick.
I love some magic tricks, huh?
That's exactly. Yes. All right, I'm solo. You're solo now too.
Yeah. So, we're solo now. All right. Yeah. So as I was showing off air, this type of headset, and there's other headsets that do different detachable things, but this headset you can switch from a single speaker to a dual speaker. which is pretty unique. So let me just show you my magic trick real fast.
This is so stinking cool. Check this out. And now, not only that, he separated them,
Look,
right?
now you can just use it as a microphone.
That's
my magic trick.
Awesome. I love that. That is just so cool. Tell me that's not awesome. That's fantastic.
So yeah, you can detach it. And
that the mic still worked during that was really neat. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's two things, as I was telling you guys off air. It does two things. It's more sustainable. So if you get a headset and it's all one piece, usually the headband is the part that breaks. So if that was to happen on this model, all you would need to do is buy an inexpensive headband. So that's great for that. And then number two is you can switch it between single speaker and dual speaker. So say you're at home today and there's no noise around you, but a week, 6 months down the road, you're in an office setting all of a sudden and it's very loud. Now you can just order an inexpensive dual speaker headband instead of a whole new headset, and now you have a headset that covers both ears. So it gives you 2-in-1. You can use it as a wired headset, or you can use it as a wireless headset. Pretty much gives you everything.
So you could, in essence, have one of those for at home, and then one of those for in your vehicle as for your mobile or whatever, something like that, or one at work that you have where it's a dual, and then maybe one like when you're in your vehicle or something like that. Then you could just switch that off.
Sure.
And use that different. That's so cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm using it on my laptop right now with that USB dongle, and then if I wanted to take it with me in the car, I would just take it with me in the car, connect via Bluetooth to my cell phone, and then you can seamlessly switch between both devices.
So that's
super cool. Now, wait a minute.
That's so cool. Go ahead. No, that's awesome. I love it. Go ahead.
The link for this one?
There is no link yet. This you guys are seeing.
So new.
You guys are seeing. Yeah, it's literally, we just received the shipment today.
It's so new.
How cool is that?
It's called the Discover Adapt 20. So it'll be on our website probably by the end of the week. Discover Adapt 20.
Last thing, I want to just touch on that because Discover is your brand, right? That's something that you're doing. So let's just promote you, talk about that just a little bit, and then we'll go into Is that it? Discover Adapt 20.
Yep.
Is that correct? All right.
Awesome.
That is the one.
Awesome.
Yep. So that's our brand. Our house brand is called Discover. So if you look on the headsetadvisor.com website, you'll see any headset that says Discover. That's our house brand. So we basically wanted to come out with a line of headsets that solved problems. So there's a number of options that you can go down to, whether you need a headset for your desk phone, your computer. Now there's Bluetooth one for your mobile phone and computer. And they're going to be very cost effective as well. So for example, this headset I believe is going to sell at about $159. If you look at other comparable headsets, I mean, it's extremely affordable for a comparable model. In other lines, you could be spending $200, $300, $400. So you'll usually find a very cost-effective headset that solves a problem in the Discover line.
Wow,
that's awesome.
Very, very nice. Very nice.
Yep. Very cool.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
So now you will be joining our community members in the Backstage Pass, where they can ask you personal questions about all this wonderful stuff that you do. By personal, I meant personally asking you the questions, no personal questions about
I'll answer
like what kind of tea, what kind of tea you drinking or something.
Yeah, what's in that mug?
You don't want to know what's in this mug.
No, exactly. That's right.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, that was awesome. What a great show. That was awesome. Very informative. I hope you get tons of business because of this. It was awesome meeting you, and also awesome having you on the show. I knew it was going to be good. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to everyone. Come meet us in the Backstage Pass. Stick around, Drew. After this, I'll do an outro, and then stick around here. I'll get you that link so you can join us over there. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I really do hope you come back. I promise I'll be nicer.
Yeah, this was fun. No, I'll definitely be back if you guys will have me. So yeah, you guys can count on it. I give you my word. I'll be back.
Fantastic. That's awesome. Yep, absolutely. All right, I'm going to do the outro, and we'll see you on the other side. Thank you, Heather. As always, good to see you. Thank you, everybody that's out there. We'll talk to you next time. Thank you.